So in my previous video, I was talking about Michael J. White and his lack of scientific understanding behind body composition and how body type theory is complete nonsense. And basically, I was talking about the fact that sure he gets results, but his explanation is wrong. And I think that correcting people on their scientific understanding is a great thing, but dogging on them and bagging on them and making a huge deal about their lack of scientific understanding, despite the fact that they get results, it's unproductive and a bit foolish depending on how far you go. And I saw this with Chris Jones and Vegan Gains a couple months ago. This is kind of what I thought of after I started talking about Michael J. White. Basically, Chris Jones, if you don't know already, he runs Pump Chasers and he runs Physiques of Greatness. And he's probably one of the greatest natural bodybuilders currently alive today. And he's been one of the best natural bodybuilders for a while. And personally, I'm not into bodybuilding myself, but it's common knowledge. We all know this. And basically, he likes to do body part splits, where he does, shoulders one day, triceps another day, back another day. He does body part splits, right? And based on the science, there's a lot of science that's showing that they may not be as efficient as full body workouts more frequently. And I myself personally I do upper body, lower body splits, but I'm basically training the whole body on a regular basis. I do nothing but compound lifts myself. Olympic lifting and the power lifts is really all I do. I just recently started to isolate my chest with chest flies and do bicep curls just within the last couple weeks. So I'm really into full body training. But anyway, Vegan Gains made a video, like 3 videos calling him out, and just they were like 40 minutes long, just ragging on Chris Jones about how he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about and how body part splits are useless, and basically trying to educate Chris Jones on the most effective way of inducing hypertrophy in people. And so here's the thing. First of all, Chris Jones looks great and Vegan Gains looks like crap. Okay, and again, I like Vegan Gains' channel and I've sided with him on a lot of things in the past. I think he's great with debating science, but I just feel like he's debating people for the sake of debating people, and maybe just to get views and money too, who knows. But Chris Jones, one of the greatest natural bodybuilders alive today, who trains fitness models and things like that, or he trains like these little YouTube girls and blah, blah, blah. He trains people and he gets people results, like great results, very efficiently too. That's what he's been doing for a living for years now. He built most of his money from personal training, but obviously he sells shirts and things too and products. But Vegan Gains doesn't train people. Vegan Gains doesn't have hands-on experience with helping people achieve body composition results. Vegan Gains doesn't train for bodybuilding, I guess. He trains more for powerlifting, but yet his numbers suck dick. I guess his greatest achievement is a 315-pound bench press. He got injured like multiple times. Like he threw out his back taking a shit, he said, and he dislocated both his knees. Personally, I think that that's a nutritional deficiency, but of course they're going to disagree and think it has nothing to do with diet. But he's got the body of an old man, basically, for like really. And so he's not making gains, and he's criticized. He's trying to tell somebody who's making the best gains in the world without drugs and steroids how to train properly. And he's doing it. He's saying that he has the right to do it because he's appealing to science. He's like, yeah, sure, I'm not making great gains. It's because I'm injured and blah blah blah. But the science doesn't lie. It's the science. And this is exactly like, see, me personally, I love science, but it's a tool and it's meant to benefit human beings to produce better results in human life. And so Vegan Gains trying to use science to help Chris Jones understand, how to train effectively. It's not really going to produce any significant results in Chris Jones' life, considering he's already creating the best results on the planet. So like, the way I see it is, if you're already creating the best results on the planet, why the fuck would you? I mean, sure, acknowledging the fact that studies say full body training is great, and plus, if the science says full body training more frequently is better, then sure, like let him be aware of that. But to make 3 videos where you probably spent hours and hours on those videos editing and jump cutting and things. They're 40 minutes long each, and clearly he looked really angry in those videos. He's angry because Chris Jones is ignorant and he just doesn't understand the science. Like, this is not an effective use of science. It's not an effective use of your time, although that's going to create a lot of exposure and money to his channel, so it kind of is worth it in Vegan Gains regard. But from a character standpoint, the character of Vegan Gains, to me, it's just like you're nitpicking at bullshit. And again, like, I don't disagree. Full body more frequently is probably good, but even Vegan Gains has been doing body part splits to an extent for a long period of time, and Chris Jones pointed that out in one of his videos. And I myself, I don't think I'm even subscribed to Chris Jones' channel. I don't really like bodybuilding. I like Chris Jones, and I think he's a great guy. He's built an amazing life for himself. He's a very life smart guy. He's not the most like intellectual person, obviously, but he's life smart, and that's more important than than intellect, just general intellect and book smart and scientific intelligence. Okay, if you can live a great life, I would rather take that than being scientifically intelligent. So, yeah, again, like this whole, like, oh, like you're not scientifically accurate, like compared to how much the results he gets. It's just foolish. It's like when, like, people who try to educate people on herbs and nutritional strategies to reverse disease and produce better results in life, who get, ragged on and criticized by the Quack Watch community, is foolish. Like, unless you really are trying to scam people, like, truly. But you're not forcing anybody to fucking buy products. But there's a lot of quacks in alternative medicine. That's true. But I'm just saying, like, everyone who practices herbalism and nutritional healing and integrative medicine, they get labeled a quack because, they're not up with the status quo. And actually, a lot of them are actually scientifically accurate. It's just that people who follow mainstream healthcare they don't abide by the same science. They don't pay attention to the same studies because it doesn't fit their agenda. Because all their life they've been told that pharmaceutical medicine is the only way. And I just hate the lack of understanding. I hate the lack of practicality. And I really just would rather people focus on what works. And if it works, you should focus more on that and maybe look at why does it work. And also, you should educate people on the science as well. But to freak out at people and create a big drama around their scientific inaccuracy when they're producing great results, that's fucking foolish, and you're doing more harm than good. Educate people on the science, but, trying to portray somebody as an idiot and a moron, like, of course, if they're producing great results, they're doing something right. They're doing a lot of things right. So anyway, leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel for more videos on health, nutrition, psychology, and martial arts, and I'll talk to you in the next video.